Yellowstone National Park is home to overpopulation of bison, bears, and wolves. But what else is lurking within this majestic terrain? Scientists have discovered something even more terrifying, something that has the potential to wipe out all life on Earth, including humanity itself. What is this threat? Keep watching to find out. You won't believe how close we are to extinction. Yellowstone National Park is a world wonder. It contains the largest concentration of geysers in the world, and its Grand Canyon rivals the ones in Arizona and the United States. It's also one of the most popular national parks, with about 4 million visitors each year. Yellowstone National Park has an abundance of wildlife. It is home to over 2,000 species of plants, 67 different mammals, 310 different kinds of birds, and 11 different kinds of reptiles. Some of these animals include gray wolves, grizzly bears, black bears, coyotes, elk, bison, deer, moose, mountain goats, bald eagles, and ospreys. There are also hundreds of lakes and rivers in the park, which are home to cutthroat trout, rainbow trout, and brown trout. However, it seems that all this beauty could soon be a thing of the past, as there is a growing threat to the entire region. This threat could wipe out millions of people and cause mass extinction. And it all has to do with the ground beneath our feet. Volcanoes can pose a serious threat to human life. They can cause massive damage by releasing harmful gases, toxic chemicals, and lava. Throughout history, volcanoes have caused some of the worst natural disasters. In 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted in Italy and destroyed the city of Pompeii. In 1980, Mount St. Helens in Washington erupted and killed 57 people. In 2010, the Eyjafjallajökull volcano in Iceland erupted and caused major disruption to air travel in Europe. And in 2017, the Mount Agung volcano in Bali, Indonesia, caused the evacuation of more than 100,000 people. But compared to the destruction caused by other volcanoes, the damage caused by Yellowstone's eruption is truly remarkable. In 640,000 years, the Yellowstone Supervolcano has had 3 major eruptions. The first was 2 million years ago, when a magma chamber 6 miles beneath the surface created a caldera. This event unleashed 500 cubic miles of ash and pumice. Then, 1.3 million years later, the magma chamber emptied again and left behind a second caldera. The third and final eruption occurred 640,000 years ago and had a similar magnitude to the previous 2. These 3 events have deposited layers of ash across much of North America. The ash from the latest eruption can still be found in Mexico. So why is this supervolcano so dangerous? What makes it more dangerous than any other volcano on Earth? One reason is its size. The Yellowstone caldera, also known as the Yellowstone Supervolcano, is one of the largest volcanic calderas in the world. It covers an area of 43 by 28 miles and is located in the northwest corner of Wyoming in the United States. The caldera is home to a variety of geothermal features such as geysers, hot springs, and fumaroles. The most famous geyser in the park is Old Faithful, which erupts every 90 minutes and shoots water up to 185 feet into the air. The park is also home to a variety of wildlife, including bison, elk, and wolves. However, the park's beauty and wildlife are not enough to deter scientists from studying the volcano. In recent years, scientists have become increasingly concerned about the volcano's activity. In 1859, the first modern instruments were installed in the park to monitor seismic activity. Since then, scientists have recorded hundreds of earthquakes in the area. Earthquakes are often felt throughout the western United States and occasionally as far away as Canada and Mexico. Most of the earthquakes are small, but some have been quite large. For example, in 1985, a magnitude 7.3 earthquake struck the region and was felt as far away as California. In addition to earthquakes, scientists have also detected changes in the shape of the caldera. Using satellite imagery, they have observed that the caldera has been rising and falling by as much as 18 inches per year. This may seem like a small amount, but it is actually quite significant. In fact, it is enough for scientists to issue warnings about the possibility of an imminent eruption. Another reason why the Yellowstone supervolcano is so dangerous is because it sits on top of a hotspot. A hotspot is a plume of hot, molten rock that rises from deep within the Earth's mantle. As the plate moves over the hotspot, new magma is generated. This magma can then erupt onto the surface of the Earth in the form of lava, ash, or gas. The Yellowstone hotspot is one of the largest and most active hotspots in the world. It has been active for at least 17 million years and is responsible for creating the Yellowstone National Park caldera. Finally, the third reason why the Yellowstone supervolcano is so dangerous is because it is located in an area that is prone to earthquakes. The western United States is one of the most seismically active areas on Earth. In fact, the region experiences about 10,000 earthquakes each year. These earthquakes can trigger volcanic eruptions by causing magma to move upwards. Magma is less dense than the surrounding rock, so when it moves upwards, it can trigger an eruption. When it comes to predicting volcanic eruptions, there is no one-size-fits-all approach. Different volcanoes require different methods of monitoring. However, there are some general signs that can indicate that a volcano is about to erupt. One of the most obvious signs is an increase in seismic activity. When magma begins to move upwards, it can cause the ground to shake. This can be detected by seismographs, which are instruments used to detect earthquakes. An increase in seismic activity is often the first indication that a volcano is about to erupt. Another sign that a volcano is about to erupt is a change in the shape of the volcano. As magma builds up inside the volcano, it can cause the volcano to bulge. This can be detected by using satellite imagery or by using instruments called tilt meters. Tilt meters are instruments used to measure the tilt of the Earth. A change in tilt can indicate that magma is moving upwards and that an eruption may be imminent. In addition to these two signs, there are also some less reliable signs that can indicate that a volcano is about to erupt. For example, changes in the color or texture of the volcanic ash can sometimes indicate that an eruption is imminent. However, these signs are not always reliable and should not be used alone to predict an eruption. Predicting volcanic eruptions is a difficult task, but it is important to do in order to protect the lives of those who live near volcanoes. By understanding the signs of an impending eruption, we can better prepare ourselves and our communities in the event of an eruption. But what would happen if the Yellowstone supervolcano were to erupt today? Let's take a look at what would happen in this scenario. If the Yellowstone supervolcano were to erupt today, it would be one of the worst natural disasters in history. The explosion would likely be felt throughout the western United States and could potentially cause catastrophic damage to nearby states like Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. The eruption would also emit massive amounts of ash and gases into the atmosphere, which could cause global climate change. The immediate area around the volcano would be completely destroyed. Lava, ash, and gases would spew into the air and travel for miles. Entire cities would be wiped off the map in a matter of seconds. The surrounding countryside would also be devastated. Crops would be destroyed, homes would be burned, and thousands of people would be killed. As the ash and gases spread throughout the atmosphere, they would block out the sun and cause temperatures to plummet. This would lead to a global cooling effect that could last for years. The ash would also cause major problems for air travel. Planes would be grounded and airports would be shut down. The global economy would grind to a halt as trade routes were disrupted. It is hard to imagine the devastation that would be caused by such a massive eruption. Thousands of lives would be lost, and the global economy would be set back years. It is a sobering thought that this could happen at any time. Thankfully, scientists are closely monitoring the Yellowstone supervolcano and have not detected any signs of an imminent eruption. However, it is important to be aware of the risks posed by volcanoes and to take steps to protect ourselves in the event of an eruption. The Yellowstone supervolcano is one of the most powerful forces on Earth. It has the potential to cause massive damage and disruption to our lives. However, it is also a reminder of the incredible power and beauty of nature. By understanding and respecting this power, we can better protect ourselves and enjoy the wonders of the natural world around us.